All right, good afternoon on the June 14, 2017. We'll start today by answering a couple of questions. I believe Cheese asked, what sort of car do I drive? Well, just wait for the excitement. I drive a 2002 Hyundai Elantra. That's right, my car is 15 years old. Well, actually, as a 2002, it went on the lot in 2001, so I guess it's about 16 years old. And it's probably older than some of my viewers. That's all right, I guess. And Praveen asked, where's Dirty Bomb? Well, you'll have to watch on Monday nights and Wednesday nights. That's the only time we're likely to play it. And I think Praveen joined us for Monday Night Live. Yeah, have patience. Jeff Sessions' testimony to the Senate yesterday was interesting, if only in the idea that he refused to answer questions, sort of invoked executive privilege, which he doesn't have, the president does, but then denied that he was using executive privilege. Then when asked about his use of such a thing, he just kept claiming that the president has privilege, and the Senate kept, the questioners asked him, how can you use executive privilege when the president has not invoked his executive privilege? And he just ran circles. So that's pretty interesting. Well, I guess we'll see where that goes. I just listened to a report on NPR about a shooting in Virginia where Republican House members were hosting a charity baseball event or something the like. 5 people were shot, none reported dead, and it's early goings, but it's reported that 1 congressman was shot. I'm running on the assumption, which I think is a pretty safe assumption, that the attacker was a liberal extremist, a leftist, whatever you want to call him. And his attack was on Republicans. These Republicans specifically, but on Republicans. Don't do that. Do you know what happens when you victimize, or even worse, martyr your opposition? You make their position and their standing stronger. You give them the food for thought that they can feed to the people. You give them ammunition when you expend ammunition in their direction. That is fucking retarded. Now, Mark and I have argued more than once, because people talk about, well, there used to be talk about how likely is Trump to be assassinated or removed from office by violent means. And Mark and I have argued, don't do that. That's a terrible idea. Because then you bolster the very people that you want removed from power. The only viable way to fight those in power in a democratic republic like ours, I see it more as a representative republic and not a democracy at all, but whatever it is, the way you do it here is with words and votes, not violence. Violence makes you look like the bad guy. Because you are, suddenly. You know, you can easily go from one place to another while standing still. You're in one place when you're arguing with an ideological opponent, and you're in an entirely different place when you shoot at them. Even if you haven't moved, the place is metaphorical. You went from citizen opponent to villain instantly. And this gives ammunition to right-leaning pundits, especially the extreme right pundits. This is fucking enormous. Food for retribution. Food for argument. Food for deniability. Food for moral supremacy. Is that what you want to give your opponents? I don't know how many times I'm going to restate it, but I'm going to restate it here. I am an independent. I am fiercely independent. I have socially liberal views and fiscally conservative views. I stand in between all of this bullshit, between the Republicans and the Democrats, Trump and everyone else, and you're all acting the fool. Get over yourselves. Take responsibility for your part in this. Take responsibility for yourself and your actions, your part in this country. You don't get to tell people or use force or violence to force people to act in a way you like. You can only make an argument and use the power you are given by our Constitution to make what you want of your country. Quit acting like somebody is victimizing you. Nobody is victimizing you. And if they are, call the fucking police. God, it's so dumb. And even before the real, potentially deadly violence, there's the protests. Not my president. Sorry to say, honey, Donald Trump is your president. Republicans have all the power, and we, the people, gave it to them. We're all responsible. And when you play the victim, it is nothing more than a thinly veiled attempt at relieving yourself of the responsibilities you should be burdened with. Such dumb shit.